Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's class, we'll discuss about what is OSI model in the subject of computer networks. Okay, here first of all, OSI model. Before the OSI model, there is a ISO is established in the year of 1947. That was what is ISO means International Standard Organization. Okay, here the ISO is multinational body that was agreed by worldwide all the international standards. Okay, here ISO covers all the aspects of network communication, that is called OSI model. What is the meaning of OSI model? Means open system interconnection. Open system interconnection. In this model, it was developed in the 1970s. First, the OSI model was introduced in 1970. Okay, here the OSI model contains totally 7 layers. That principles that were applied the data arrived at the 7 layers can be briefly summarized as the 7 layers are: the first one is the application layer, second one is the presentation layer, the second one is the next one is the session layer, transport layer, network layer, data link layer, and physical layer. Okay, here the OSI model provides a clear structure of the data transmission from sender and receiver. That is nothing but how the data is sending from sender side system to the receiver side system, and in between that what are the layers it is passing, and how the network is managing the data transferring issues. And this all are the topics are covered in the OSI model. The OSI model is widely used as a reference to the understand how the network system is functioning. హౌ ద నెట్వర్క్ సిస్టమ్ ఈస్ ఫంక్షనింగ్. సింపుల్గా తెలుగులో చెప్పాలంటే డేటా అనేది సెండర్ నుంచి రిసీవర్కి వెళ్ళే మధ్యలో హౌ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఎన్ని లేయర్స్ని క్రాస్ చేసుకుంటూ హౌ ద డేటా ఈస్ కన్వర్టింగ్, హౌ ద డేటా ఈస్ ఫైనల్లీ రీచింగ్ ద ఫ్రమ్ సెండర్ టు రిసీవర్. దట్ వాస్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్డ్ బై OSI model. That was explained by OSI model. Here totally how many layers you have? You have totally 7 layers. These all are the 7 layers. The first layer is the physical layer. We have always have to learn from bottom layer. This is the physical layer, and data link layer, network layer, transport layer, session layer, presentation layer, as well as the application layer. Okay, here where is the user will be always interact with application layer only. Okay, both the application layer is the sender, as well as the receiver side also. Both the application layer is a receiver. Okay, this is the just some layers. This is the block diagram of the OSI model. In the examination also have to draw this diagram only. Okay, here left side is a sender. The sender will be send the data from sender side to the receiver side. The data will be initially traveled from sender device A to application layer, and after that the application layer data will be processed processed and sent to the presentation layer. Later the data will be traveled from presentation layer to the session layer, and later the session layer data will be traveled to the transport layer, later network layer, data link layer, and physical layer. Finally the data will be traveled from physical layer to the over the physical medium or transmission medium. The data will be sent from sender side to the receiver side. Same the layers in the reverse order at the receiver side. First is the physical layer, data link layer, network layer, transport layer, session layer, presentation layer, application layer. Now we will see each layer one by one briefly. In examination also we have to write the top to bottom only. From the application layer where the user is interacting with, here the first layer is the physical layer only, but in the examination we have to write the from top to bottom. What is the top layer is application layer, so we have to write in the examination also from application layer only. Application layer, presentation layer, session layer, like that we have to write in the examination only. For that reason I am explaining from 7th layer to first layer. What is the thing will be happened from sender to receiver. Okay, now check here. This is the application layer. What is the main responsibility of the application layer is? The responsibility of the application layer is providing the services to the user. Okay, the application layer is providing the services to the user. What about the services it provides? The application layer is interfacing between user and network layer, user and network. Okay, here that is the interfacing between user and network. Okay, here this layer deals with mainly high level data communication, that is including the protocols. What is meaning of protocols? Protocol is nothing but it is a set of instructions to perform a specific task. And one more definition is the protocol plays major role in the data communication. So without a protocol, we can't access any data over the network. Okay, here application layer that contains the some protocols. Those protocols are HTTP protocol, SMTP protocol, FTP protocol. What is the HTTP protocol? Means hypertext transfer protocol. It is mainly used in the web browsers and servers to get any information over the network. In web browsers, through the web browsers, the protocol HTTP protocol plays the major important role to get the send the request to get the responses from the server. The next one is the SMTP protocol. What is meaning of SMTP protocol? Means that is simple mail transfer protocol that handles sending the emails and receiving the emails through the web browsers. Without SMTP protocol, we are unable to send any emails from our computers. The next one is the FTP protocol. What is the meaning of FTP protocol? Means file transfer protocol that allows to transfer the files between the two hosts. For example, in the Bluetooth device, it is mainly working on based on the FTP protocol only. Okay, this is the application layer. And what is the diagram of the application layer? This is the application layer. Here the user is sending the files. Those files are arriving to the application layer. In the application layer, for each data packet contains the some header part. Header part is nothing but what? Header contains the address of the sender as well as the address of the receiver. After performing all the operations in the application layer, then the data will be goes to the presentation layer. What is meaning of presentation layer is the presentation layer is the mainly responsible for data translation, data compression, and data security. Okay, here data compression, translation, and encryption. Encryption is nothing but providing the security. The presentation layer is responsibility for preparing the data for communication. Okay, it will prepare the formatting. Here formatting is nothing but that will be prepared for data communication. The data formatting is nothing but that converts the data into standard formats. Okay, generally we will send the data in the form of the higher language like English. Okay, the data will be converted into standard format language. Okay, that to other systems can be understand. Okay, here the next step is the data encryption. What the meaning of encryption? Means the data will be converted into plain text into ciphertext. That means, okay, whatever the data you are studying currently in the screen, that is the plain text message. Okay, plain text is nothing but whatever the data is understood by the human, that is called plain text message. For example, whatever the data is unreadable format or ununderstandable by the any humans, those languages are called ciphertext. Okay, here in data encryption is nothing but the data will be converted from plain text to ciphertext. Okay, what about the next one is the data compression. What is the meaning of compression? Here the compression is nothing but data optimization. Okay, the data size will be compressed. The data size will be compressed while transferring the data. Okay, the data will be compressed and transfer the data. The common presentation layer standards used to today includes the encryption protocols like SSL, TCS is some network security protocols. Those protocols are applied in the encryption method. And the data will be compression means the formats like JPEG and MPEG data will be converted into text formatting languages. HTML, XML, these are the languages these are the formats will be applicable in presentation layer. Okay, this is the presentation data. Here how the data is coming from application layer to the presentation layer. What is the presentation layer? Here in the presentation layer the data will be like this data path, and H is nothing but header path. And after completion of this presentation layer, then the data goes to the session layer. What is the next layer? Is the session layer. And what is the duty of the session layer? Here session layer is nothing but it is mainly responsible for responsible for dialogue and control synchronization. Dialogue and control synchronization, that is nothing but the session layer is mainly responsible for opening and closing the sessions and managing the communication sessions between two two local and remote hosts, that is number sender and receiver. Here what is the main thing here? Establishing the session, when the data communication is started, when the data communication is completed, how it is maintained. This entire thing is called as a session. Performing a security checks and authentication when a session is established, it means it will verifies the session is the sender is the genuine person, the session is started with the genuine persons or not. Like that, it will be checks the authentication of the senders before establishing the connection, and after that performing the checkpointing and recovery sessions. Okay, here the example protocols are here. It will be used remote producer protocol and SQL structured query language protocols will be used in the session layer. Okay, here the data is coming from presentation layer to the session layer. Here the session layer is divides the data into number of sessions. This is the first session, second session, third session, and the data contains the header. After completion of the session layer, the data will be goes to the next one is transport layer. And what about the transport layer? The transport layer is nothing but main responsible for delivery of the message from one process to another process. Okay, if you see here, what is the network layer? The network layer is also responsible for delivery of the individual packets from source to host destination, source to destination host. If you check these two definitions, it will be little bit similar. Okay, I will explain that. Here what is transport layer? The transport layer is nothing but that is a, for example, I will explain this transport layer as well as the network layer. Here transport layer is a restaurant. Okay, now for example, you order some food from through the Zomato or Swiggy from one restaurant. Okay, here what is the duty of the restaurant? The duty of the restaurant is prepare your food, and the food will be packed, and the packed will be dispatched to the delivery point. Okay, here transport layer also, it is the responsible for the delivery of a message from one process to another process. Here it will provide the reliable communication. It means here the transport layer will be prepare the data and send from sender to receiver, and how the data is passing from sender to receiver, it won't verifies, it won't worry about the how the data is passing from sender to receiver. Same like that in restaurant also, the restaurant will be prepare the food, but the food is properly delivered to the customer or not, it won't verify the restaurant, right? Same like that here. And what is the duty of the Swiggy boy, or in this example network layer? The network layer is the totally after getting the packet, what is the responsibility of the network layer? After getting the packet, it involves examining the destination address and data packets and determine most significant route across the multiple networks. And what about the Swiggy boy? And Swiggy boy also, after getting the packet, he will verify the what is the address, and he will calculate how to reach the destination, and finally he will find out the one most efficient route to reach the customer. Okay, here what is the duty of the network layer? It is also same as the customer Swiggy boy, delivery boy. Okay, here the most thing is the network layer is the main thing is the transport layer is mainly responsible for providing the delivery from sender to receiver in reliable communication, but it won't worry about the properly data is transferring or not. What are the other features of the other responsibilities of the transport layer? That will find out the flow control, congestion control, error checking, provide the acknowledgement. After delivering the packet, it will send the acknowledgement in the transport layer. And what about the network layer? In the network layer, It is responsible for the delivery of the individual packets. The network transport layer will be send the packets, but here the responsibility taken by the Swiggy boy, right? Here also the network layer will be take the complete responsible for of the delivering the packets. Okay, individually each packet will be delivered from sender to receiver by the network layer. What is the next to what is the responsibilities here? Logical addressing, routing, and packet forwarding. Here, logical addressing means what? By seeing the packet address, it examines the destination address. So it is the logically addressing the path and routing the path and packet forwarding. And this layer contains the protocols are IP protocol, ICMP protocol, Internet Control Message Protocol, and IP Security Protocol. These are the protocols in network layer. And next layer is the this is the diagram for network layer diagram. And the next one is data link layer. What is meaning of data link layer? The data link layer is responsible for moving the frames from one hop to another hop. Okay, one hop to another hop means what? From sender to receiver. The data link layer handles to point the delivery of data on the physical layer. Okay, after the data link layer only we have physical layer. So it will the data link layer handles the point to point delivery on the physical layer. This layer is receives the packets from the network layer. Okay, network layer కింద ఉంటుంది కాబట్టి it will take the packets from the network layer and breaks them into smaller frames. Okay, the packets will be initially the data will be divided into smaller packets. Then again data link layer will be divides the packets into small frames. Okay, these frames will be delivered in the physical layer from sender to receiver. What is the responsibilities of the data link layer is? The data link layer responsibilities is for framing and error checking as well as the error correction. These are the responsibilities of the data link layer. Okay, next one is this is the block diagram of the data link layer. In this data link layer, the data is coming from network layer, and the data link layer will be it is the data part, it is the header part, and it is the trail part. Okay, it is the senders from network layer to the physical layer and physical layer to network layer, the same thing. Okay, the next layer is physical layer. The first layer in the OSI model is the physical layer. Okay, and but here in our discussing we are studying about the OSI model from sender side to the receiver side. So we are copying from top to bottom. Physical layer is the mainly responsible for delivering of the individual bits from sender to receiver. Okay, here the main thing is the physical layer will be provides the communication, provides the delivery of the bits individually from sender to receiver over the physical layer. Okay, the physical layer handles physical transmission of the raw data bits across the network media. Network media means what? Physical media or transmission media. It deals with hardware means sending and receiving the signals on physical media like cables and interfaces. Why? Because the physical layer is directly interconnected with physical medium, so it is directly accesses the physical medium. Okay, here what is the key functions of the physical medium? The physical medium is bit level transmission. Okay, whatever the data we are sending, the data will be passes the several layers and finally it reaches the physical layer. At the physical layer, the data will be divided into bit level transmission. It means entire the data will be converted as zeros and ones in the zeros and ones. Okay, at this base level of networking there are many deserved physical layer standards. Okay, here what are the types of the network interfaces means includes USB, Bluetooth, Ethernet, twisted pair cables, optical fiber cables. These all are the physical layer uh, transmission medias. Okay, these are about the physical layer. How the data will be traveled in the physical layer means from the data link layer, the data will be divided into frame to packets, sorry, packet to frames, and the frame contains what? The frame contains the data in the form of binary bits, zeros and ones. These zeros and ones will be traveled from physical layer to transmission media and transmission media to the next to receiver side physical layer. Receiver side, this is the sender side physical layer, and through the transmission media the data will be traveled from sender to receiver. At the receiver side, this is the physical layer data. Okay, this is about the OSI model. Okay, here what is meaning of OSI model? OSI model మనకి సింపుల్గా చెప్పాలంటే డేటా అనేది హౌ ద డేటా ఈస్ పాసింగ్ ఫ్రమ్ sender to receiver. Okay, it passing the several layers from application layer to data presentation to session to transport, network, data link layer, physical layer. From physical layer to over the physical medium, the data is passing from sender to receiver. Again, at the receiver side, the data will be passes the same layer in the reverse side. So finally, the whatever the data is sent by the sender, the same format data will be received by the receiver. This is the block diagram of the OSI model. Everyone has to draw this structure, this block diagram in examination, otherwise you will get the less marks. Okay, if you have any doubts on OSI model or any other computer networks topics, please ask me in comment section, and also like our videos and subscribe our youtube channel for more upcoming videos. Thank you everyone.